Hello everyone, and welcome to today's WIP Chat. We're doing a little something different today for this week's WIP Chat. We are doing finger knitting. We are going to finish finger knitting this blanket that I started a couple of weeks ago. We are using for this Burnett Blankets Big for the yarn. The color is amethyst and the size is jumbo. It is fairly easy to do when working with it. It's a quick follow along. I have already used 3 sheens. We are going to be using a total of 6 sheens. Sheen number 4 is going right now. I will show you how we add extra sheens once we get down to where this sheen is. And I'm gonna lift you up so you get a little bit further view away and can watch me work. How are you guys doing today? I hope you all are doing good. This week I'm recording this on Sunday. You guys will see this on Wednesday. So there's a few days in between that I'm hoping are good days. Last week I got behind on videos because I did have a vertigo day and I did have a migraine day last week. And I'm still trying to recover from COVID. My energy levels are nowhere near what I thought they should be. Okay. And then we come back this way. And it's fairly easy. I don't know if you can see. Pretty much what you do is you take the loop, bring another loop through. Make sure you keep the loop straight when you're bringing it through. And that's pretty much it all the way through. It's a fairly easy pattern. Make sure you keep your working yarn going in the direction that you're working in to make it easier for you. You want the loops to be about 1 inch. They will sometimes shrink on you, which is par for the course when you're working with yarn and that stuff. But it's actually not that bad of a pattern. I'm enjoying doing it. This blanket will be going up on the website once I finish it. About the website. The website is slow going. I actually got to get down spend a couple of days on the website, getting the About Me page set up, getting the front page, the contact page, making sure it's set up the way I want it set up, and all of that. I want to record a video welcoming everyone to the website, explaining a little bit about the website, and we're going to discuss a little bit more about the website still. I have several plans that I hope to start in February for the website and also for the channel. It's not just for the website, it's for the channel too. So we're going to discuss some of that today. We're going to discuss, I have notes so we can kind of keep on track today and not have too much silence like we did in the kit up. I'm sorry about that in the kit up. But sometimes you have to concentrate. And it's sometimes difficult to concentrate and talk at the same time. For me it is. Okay, we did that one. We're here. Again, I hope you guys are having a good week. I hope your first of the year is going good. If not, I hope February goes better. We're not quite halfway through January yet. Almost. We'll get there. So let's see, you go like that, you go like that, then we come back this way. That's pretty much it. You see how easy it is, sort of. We just keep working our way back and forth the whole way. Okay, there it is. Sometimes it's a little difficult to find the loops, sometimes it's not. If you keep it kind of straight, you know where the loops should be, so it's easier to find them. Okay, so let's start talking about the website. Part of the website, I do have space for a blog, which we're going to do. It's going to be a blog slash vlog. And the way you will get, I will be hosting the videos on YouTube, of course. You guys will also get to see them if you want to. I plan on starting in February doing Medical Mondays. I love teaching about stuff that I know, and I know as a nurse I know a lot about different illnesses and diseases and stuff, so I plan on starting to teach about them, just to get the information out there. If you're not interested in medical information, don't watch it. I don't care. But it is something that is a passion of mine. We're going to be starting with blood pressure. And what we're going to do is, it's almost going to be a monthly thing. Because with blood pressure, the first video is going to be explaining blood pressure. It's going to be talking a little bit more about blood pressure, giving you guys some facts about blood pressure, some interesting facts that even I didn't know. I got off the CDC website and the American Heart Association website and stuff like that, which are some facts and figures that may open your eyes a little bit wider. 2 blood pressure problems might make you go, and then after we discuss blood pressure, we're going to go over the different medications. That's probably going to be like a 4-week thing, because there's so many different medications. There's different categories of medications for blood pressure. And I'm just going to break them down. Each week's going to be a different category of blood pressure medication. We're going to go over what to look for when you start the medication, what teachings they are supposed to teach you when you start taking the medication. That's my biggest pet peeve, is they don't do enough teaching, especially if they start you on a medication in a hospital or something like that. Or even in a doctor's office, they don't teach you what to look out for when you start a medication, and that's not good. And that's kind of what my blog is going to be about. Some of the articles that I write are going to be outline articles that go over the facts and that stuff. Probably in outline form, and then if you want more in-depth information, you watch the video that goes with it. Take a drink. We're drinking Dr. Pepper today. Yay! Of course. It's my last Dr. Pepper, so I gotta make it last. But yeah, my plan is to go through different illnesses, diseases, diagnoses. I'm not touching COVID with a 10-foot pole. Sorry if you want COVID information, not for me. There's enough information out there. Go to the CDC website, go to WHO. Don't trust WHO though. I mean, WHO's not bad, but I have my own thoughts about WHO and how they handled COVID, and it's not very nice. I don't like the way the WHO handled COVID, but that is what it is. It could have been handled a lot differently. Anywho, so blood pressure's the first one. And then I think I'm gonna go into different cardiac diseases, maybe. I don't know. If there is a certain illness or disease that you want, you can reach out to me. My email will be on the blog. You can also reach out in the comments of once we start getting those videos up and going. If you have a certain illness, disease, diagnosis that you want more information on, please remember that I do research these. It's not just my basic nursing knowledge. I go to websites like the I don't just go to like WebMD or WHO or the CDC. There's the National Institute of Health site that I go to get information. Then I also do research in different publication researches, peer-reviewed research that I do. That sort of thing is the type of research that I do. So I'm getting updated information. It's not just what I learn out of textbooks. Some of it's going to come from textbooks. My textbooks are simply considered outdated now. Funny how it is. I graduated in 2014 and textbooks are already outdated. But that's where the peer-reviewed research comes in, and all of that stuff. So that's how that works. Okay, we do this one, then we come down. Are you being able to see? I think you are. Don't mind the mess. I don't have enough room. This is where I normally do diamond painting. I moved my diamond painting off for this video. And I think when I was deleting videos to make room on the memory card for this video, I deleted my unboxing for this week. Go figure. So I gotta redo that one. But it is what it is. So, okay. So that is Medical Monday. I'm not just going to limit it to disease and illnesses. I also like talking about different areas of nursing specialties for those who maybe want to get into nursing or is always interested about nursing. I will have guest authors, even do guest interviews and stuff like that, on different topics about different topics in nursing. Like one, I plan on interviewing my mom, who has been a hospice nurse for she retired as a hospice nurse. She was in hospice for 30 some odd years. And have her come on, talk a little bit about hospice, what hospice is, what hospice isn't, what it's like to be a hospice nurse, and stuff like that. I'm gonna get with a few of my friends that I graduated nursing school with and see where they are in their nursing career now, because it's been almost 10 years since I graduated. Dang, has it really been that long? And so forth. So that is somewhat of my plan. So you guys can also learn about the different fields of nursing, what it's like to be a hospital nurse, because it is not always pleasant. You people do not make it pleasant sometimes. But we understand it, we get it. You're sick, you're dealing with stressors in life and that stuff, but that doesn't mean you gotta take it out on us, right? But sometimes it does get taken out on the nurses, and stuff like that. We'll probably talk about the myths of what you see on TV versus how stuff really happens. Like in an emergency room, while you sit there for hours at a time. When on TV you're there for a blip. So it's different areas and different things like that I plan on doing. I hope to start that in February. I hope to get this month, get caught up on videos. My goal was to get the welcome and all of February's videos, and blogs written this month. So I'll be like a month ahead and can work on things. That's not working out like I want it to, but hey, we will get there. And the other interesting blog that I want to work on is a Bible study. I would like to start doing Bible study. I've looked up and I've researched Bible study, and a lot of people, when they do Bible study, they just read from the Bible. That's it. That's not what I'm wanting to do. I'm actually taking a Bible study with study guide and a book, Joyce Meyer. The first one I want to do is Joyce Meyer. I've already written the publication to make sure that I can use it on YouTube, because I don't want to do copyright issues. They did say that I can use, when I asked about the videos and that stuff, that I can use the videos as Bible study. That's what it's intended for, and stuff like that. So my plan is, what we'll probably do is I'll probably make a video each week. We'll go through, we'll listen to a chapter, we'll watch the video, and we'll answer the study guides, because I do have the chapters on audiobook. So I'll probably be doing either diamond painting or something like that while we're listening to the chapter being read of the book. This is the book that I plan on going through, Healing the Soul of a Woman, Overcoming Your Emotional Wounds. And there's a lot of different study questions, and that's what I plan on doing, is reading chapter 1, listening to the videos of chapter 1, and then going through the study guide and answering the questions. and that stuff to really somewhat grow our faith, but also heal and find answers in the Bible. And I may eventually even ask people to come on with me and kind of do the same thing, but do like maybe a Zoom call or something like that, and get other people's opinions on what they think about the information that we're reading and studying and that stuff. So that's the other thing I plan on doing. That is primarily going to be part of the channel. I don't know if it's going to be Bible Study Sunday or something like that, to where it's every Sunday. I haven't worked that yet out that far. I will figure it out here. I plan on starting that probably in March, maybe April. After I get Medical Monday set up. So that is my goal for that, for this year, for both the channel and the website. Okay, I gotta take a quick break. I gotta go get more yarn. And so it'll be a blip for you. Okay. I want to go get it before I get too much further along, because we got 2 more sheens, because this is sheen 4. We're making them too long. Gotta be careful not to get these too long. We don't want them too long when we're making these loops. So that's some of the issues that we got to deal with. Okay, right here, as you can see, my ball is almost gone. I got to go get the other 2 sheens, and I will be right back. Hello and welcome back. I'm back. I was just a blip for you. I went and I got the last 2 sheens for this blanket. It's gonna be a big, warm, cozy blanket. I hope I'm going to have enough room. I may have to make it go down, so I might have to move the table. I don't know yet. So anywho, okay, on to the next topic. We talked about the website update and the blogs I want to do. So there's that. Next item on my notes I have is updating. Talked a little bit about it. If you've seen previous videos, most of you know I struggle with bipolar disease. Bipolar 2 depressive. It is different than bipolar 1, which is manic. Bipolar 1, you spend most of your time in manic phase. Bipolar 2, you spend most of your time in depression phase. And that's me. I am almost constantly depressed. I am on I'm on 2 different antidepressants to try and keep me stabilized, and I'm also on a mood stabilizer. It helps. When I take my meds, that's my biggest problem, is always taking my meds. Rachel Wright has mentioned that. A lot of people in the community have mentioned about mental health, depression, and stuff like that. With me, the big thing I stay depressed most of my time, and then I'll go into a manic phase. My manic phases, mild manic for me is actually feeling normal for most people. Being able to get up, do stuff, and really have a normal life is what it feels like for me. Major manic for me, I'm have insomnia. I'm up for 3 to 5 days straight. Can't sleep, racing thoughts, can't turn my mind off, that kind of thing. Which can be troublesome. I go on most of my manic phases tend to run when I have money. I will spend money on my manic phases uncontrollably. That is part of a manic phase for me. Okay, now come on. There we go. We're getting there. I think I made some loops way too big in the last row, and now it's costing me. We'll get it back to reasonable size though. I've been struggling with this for years and years. I finally was correctly diagnosed with bipolar and put on the correct meds when I first moved down here back in 2014. I don't know how I managed to make it through nursing school. I was on correct antidepressant meds in nursing school. I was not on a mood stabilizer or anything like that. So I didn't get put on the mood stabilizer until I was down here. But that has actually really helped. I don't have quite the spending spree. I can actually make sure my bills are paid before I go and spend the rest of my money. Used to, I wouldn't even make sure my bills are paid. I would just spend money on what I wanted to, which is not healthy. Because you can't live like that. You gotta pay your bills, people. Pay your bills. That's why I've always wanted to find a man who makes the money and can put me on an allowance. Wouldn't that be nice? I need a rich man to put me on an allowance. But the depression really hit in 2019 when I had to stop working. It hit even worse in August of 2019 when my pug of 16 years passed away. And it hit even worse when 32 days later my cat of 18 years passed away. 2019 was not my year, if you can tell. And that's when I got into the VA group, which is called the VRC, Veterans Recovery Center. And it is an intensive outpatient therapy group. They have several different groups that are broken up into semesters, almost like college. They're about 16 weeks. And they have groups from everything from how to build relationships, how to deal with PTSD, how to deal with depression, how to build coping skills for depression or anxiety, and stuff like that. And since I've gotten into that group, I've gotten a lot better. I've developed coping skills. I can kind of tell when a depression might be coming on now, like what events might trigger a depression, and kind of brace for it. I I haven't gotten all the way to the point, and here we are, right here. Whee! Our tail end. The last major depression that I had, and see, here's the big blanket. I didn't expect it to hit that bad. I expected a depression, but I did not expect it to hit that hard, was the issue. There we go. Okay, we found our end. So, okay, to get these together, you just tie them in a knot. It's that simple. Some people cut the ends of the knots. You're not supposed to do that. That was the bad thing to do. Alright. I might have to cut this one. You are not supposed to break your yarn. I pulled a little too tightly. So we just cut that snippet off. And try not to break it off this time, right? Okay. Alright, there we go. Pull it, but not too tight. There we go. And this time I am gonna snip it. I don't always snip them, but I just feel like snipping them this time. Snip the ends. So there you go. It just looks like a big old knot. Looks like a little bit thicker there. That's all it looks like. There we go. And that's how you continue on once you get a new sheen. That's easy, isn't it? Now we're just going to continue on. Okay. So each semester, we just actually started a new semester the second week of January. I am taking a lot of groups. We have to take a minimum of 2 groups. The max we can take is 7. I think I'm taking the max. But it's just because it helps keep me in a routine each day. And I also finally broke down and requested an aide to come in and help me because my house is a mess, guys. I can't do much. I can't do any lifting or turning in that stuff because it triggers my vertigo. And let me tell you something. My house is a disaster. So I had an aide coming in before Christmas. She gave me COVID at Christmas. Then I requested an aide to come back from the same company. They never showed up. 3 days in a row, no show. So I'm like, you know what? We're going with the new company. I'm sorry, but if you only have 2 aides that can come and see me, then there's something wrong with your company. It's too small for me. Because I need an aide to come in weekly because we're going to get personal here. I don't bathe without an aide here. I don't feel safe with my vertigo. So I will not bathe unless someone is here with me in case if I fall or I need help. Even though I have a shower chair to bathe in that I sit down on and when I'm bathing and stuff like that. But I still just don't feel safe. I live alone. I'm not married, no kids, just my fur babies. So bathing, I honestly haven't bathed since before Christmas. Now, does that mean I stink? No. That does not mean I stink. My hair is greasy. Yes, I'm still waiting for an aide to come in. Hopefully they will start this week. Again, I'm recording this on Sunday. Hopefully I will get an aide sometime this week so I can get in and get a bath because it's annoying. I do what sponge baths and that stuff if I don't have an aide here and I start to stink. I do like sink baths, is what I do. Washcloth, soap and water out of the sink, is what I do. So it's not something, you can probably see I have ashy skin because I haven't been able to bathe and really wash the skin and that stuff. But I always have dry skin anyways. So I'm hoping the aid comes in, because I really want to wash my hair. And that stuff. It would be nice to wash my hair, don't you think? I want to wash my hair. So I'm waiting for an aid to come in so I can do that. I do have a Guardian Life Alert. You guys may be asking, well, why not just get a life alert and then you have that to hit the button? I do have one of those, but there's still something about... Here's the issue. Even though I have a Guardian Life Alert, I do not want to be naked on the floor and have to have EMS come in. I'm sorry, but no. I'd rather have my aide be like, aide, can you come help get me up off this floor, get me dressed, and then we can call 911 or something like that, or figure something out. Because I do not want EMS coming in with me naked. No, that would be embarrassing as all hell. Even though that's part of their job. I know that's part of their job. It's part of being in the medical field. But it is still, come on guys, that's embarrassing. Falling and I can't get up. Yeah, that'd be me, but I'd be naked as a jaybird and me and my fatness rolling all over the floor or something like that. Who knows? Or like my luck, I'd hit my head and there'd be a loud thump, but no one's here to hear the loud thump. And so I'm laying on the floor unconscious for however long. That's why I want an aid here while I'm bathing. So, and they help with other areas too, like with the dishes, because believe it or not, I want you to take the next time you're doing dishes and sit there and slow your movements down as you're washing dishes and you're turning to put them in the dishwasher. Slow it down and realize how much twisting, how much turning, how much moving of your head sideways, up and down, and how much bending you do when you are washing dishes. It is a lot, let me tell you. And that's my problem, is that all that bending triggers my vertigo. And it's not, and I repeat, it is not, I can do some of it, but I can't do all of it. And that's the biggest problem. You can see where I'm kind of getting into an issue with my blanket, because we're starting to get it longer. And I still need a place to work. But we're doing good. We're doing good. Okay, let's see. We're going back this way now. Okay. See my blanket? You can see where I'm working on my blanket. So yes, that's the aid portion of that. I'm happy about the aid. Give me a minute. I gotta breathe. I'm starting to get vertigo and a headache. I've already taken medication because when I was on my little break to get the extra yarn, and this is how it is with me. It just comes on at any time. My migraines, my vertigo, they tell me, is from migraines. I have 2 to 3 minor, and when I say minor, I mean headaches that I take ibuprofen and it takes the pain away. I have 2 to 3 of those a week. Major migraines since 2019, I'm lucky if I can go a couple of weeks without a migraine. And I mean, my migraines put me in bed, but they told me the migraines come in stages. That a full-blown migraine, has the auras, has the sensitivity to light, has the sensitivity to sound. What I guess you'd call a medium migraine would be what I kind of get, or a vestibular migraine is what I get. It's vertigo, and it's nausea, and it's dizziness, and that stuff. It's not, and it's a headache. I get a headache. But it's not your typical adverse to lights and sounds and that stuff kind of migraine. And then I have mild migraines, which is just the vertigo. I may have a small headache with it, but I'll get the vertigo. And here you go with vestibular migraines. Here are the triggers. Sometimes it can be food, sometimes it can be drinks. Hormones trigger them, and that's a big trigger for most of mine. And weather, barometric pressure, and weather and that stuff trigger my migraines. So those are my two biggest triggers. Two things I can't control. I can't control my hormones. I mean, who in the hell on earth can control their damn hormones? If you can control your hormones, let me know, because you're a genius. And you figured something out that the doctors need to know along with me. So, like, yes, when it comes to that time of the month and stuff, I get worse. After that time of the month, I have absolutely no energy the week before and during that time of the month when Mother Nature comes and visits. I can honestly tell you that. Since I started taking prenatal vitamins, it's gotten somewhat better. Not completely, but somewhat better. But that's what I deal with on a daily, weekly basis. And it's a pain in the ass because I hate it. But I've learned I'm dealing with it. The VRC is helping. And then you go and you throw in a pandemic in the middle of this. See, before the pandemic hit, we would have to go to the VA clinic, the Fort Worth VA outpatient clinic. Some of the groups were held in Dallas. But we would go to the VA outpatient clinic. So you had to get out of your house. You had to go interact with people. You had to go see people. Since the pandemic, it's all online. So I don't go out of my house except for maybe once a month. Maybe once a month I may leave my house. So I am isolated. And it's a struggle that leads to depression, being isolated, feeling lonely, feeling all alone, and everything like that. But that's where my groups help, because I get to see them on a weekly basis. And I plan on going through the different groups here in just a minute that I'm taking this semester, so you guys can kind of get a gist of the groups that I'm taking. And some of the other things that I deal with that stem not just from the military, but from prior military, growing up, childhood, and stuff like that. I struggle with PTSD. PTSD, part of it's from military. And trying to get a grip on that. One of the groups that I took last semester was called PTSD Process, which kind of helps you go through and learn how other people's PTSD manifests, how they actually deal with their PTSD. Some of the things that trigger PTSD and stuff like that. And so there's that. But this semester I'm focusing on relationships because I want to kind of get closer to my dad and my stepmom. I mean, we have a pretty good relationship. And stuff like that, but I want to build closer relationships with them. So my groups this semester focus on relationships. Monday's group is building personal relationships. I missed the first week, which was last week, because of vertigo, and I was just too exhausted. Which is part of getting over COVID. My COVID wasn't that bad. I lost my voice when I had COVID for about 4 days, and that was I had cold chills and stuff like that the first 3 days. I never ran a fever though. I don't think I ever ran a fever. My thermometer never showed me running a fever, so that was one of the weird things. And I had a lot of nasal congestion and stuff like that. Okay, let's get you over like that so we can get you out like that and push back like that. Okay. Sorry about the sirens. That's either police, ambulance, or fire. That was probably ambulance, maybe. I live a mile from fire station, a mile from the police station, and a mile from where our EMS station is. So I see your sirens all the time. But so that's supposed to help us teach techniques in communication for personal relationships. Tuesdays is called Stinkin' Thinkin', where we work on negative thoughts, what causes them, how to deal with them, how to change our way of thinking, and that stuff. And then Wednesday is my big day. I take the most courses on Wednesday, which starts at 9 in the morning and goes until about 2 p.m. But I only take 3 courses. I do have a lunch break. I did plan a lunch break in there. Let's see. Wednesday is positive thinking. Again, it's working on how to start positive thinking, positive affirmations, how to positive self-esteem, that stuff. And I wish they would have groups like this for everybody. I mean, I'm lucky. I'm a veteran. I go through that. And then the second class on Wednesday is called Building Character. And that's where we're going through and learning different characteristics that are positive. Like the first week we learned how to kind of build the characteristic of responsibility, how to become more responsible, and that, which is a good thing to learn. And next week or this week we're supposed to learn about compassion. which is another good characteristic to build. And it goes through and it teaches you 5 key factors and that stuff. An important person in history who emulated that characteristic, and an animal in nature that emulates that characteristic, which is kind of interesting if you think about it. I think I'm going to enjoy that class the best. And then the last class I have on Wednesday is STARE, which is an acronym, and it deals with relationships too. It goes through your thoughts and that stuff of relationships and works on emotions and that stuff. Recognizing different emotions and how they play a part in relationships and stuff like that, from my understanding. I'm trying to keep these kind of smaller because I think I was getting way too big on these. I think that's what my problem was. I was just getting a little too big on these. And then Thursdays is relationship dynamics. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. So it's kind of going along that premises from the book that was written like some 20 years ago. And we're going to learn about basically how men and women think differently in that stuff. And learn how to kind of deal with that. Okay, let's see. We need to go. We're there. There we go. Found where we are. Oop, no skipping. Loopies. We don't want to skip loopies. And so those are, and well, Friday's group is a repeat from last semester, but it's taught by a different provider. It's called ACT for Depression. It's acceptance, something therapy. It's where you learn to accept your therapy, or accept your diagnosis of depression, accept that depression's going to be there, and learn how to constructively deal with it. And that's the main thing, is with a lot of people, they're like, I just want this to go away. And unfortunately, sometimes we have to accept the fact that our depression, our bipolar, and that stuff is never going to go away. Unfortunately, it's a chemical process. Some depression, yes, can go away. If it's a situational depression, yes, it can go away. Situational depression, like loss of a loved one, or somewhat of a I don't know how you want to put it. But yes, some depression, if it's situational and not chemical, can go away. You can work through it, especially like losing the loss of a loved one. You can work through that stuff and learn to go through the grief process and come out the other end and wean yourself off medications if you had to be on medications or something like that. If it's a chemical process, which mine is a chemical imbalance in the brain. Mine's never going to go away. My depression, my bipolar is never going to go away. I'm going to be on medications the rest of my life. And it is something I've had to learn to deal with. And it's a struggle for me because I hate medication. I hate taking medication. Do I take it all the time? No. Quite honestly, there's times I get sick and tired of having to rely on a medication to feel normal and feel happy and have a normal work day. So I'll skip my meds. Is that good? No, it's not. It makes the meds ineffective. Do I know better? Yes. I'm a nurse. I know better. I teach people take your meds when you're supposed to take them, how you're supposed to take them. Unfortunately, life is what it is. It doesn't always happen that way. So, it's the struggle that I have to deal with. And that's why even Rachel Ray says, take your medications. Make sure you take your medications. I feel better when I take my medications. It's not that I have weird side effects or anything. I get the side effects when I stop taking my medications. That's the problem. That's when I'm like, okay, I'm sick of these side effects. I'm sick of sleeping all the time. I'm sick of being in bed all the time. Now I need to start taking my meds so I can function in life again. And it's a roller coaster. It is. That's part of life. That's part of dealing with mental health issues. It's not easy. Every day is not a walk in the park. I wish it was. It's not. It's never going to be. That's the reality of having a mental health diagnosis. And it is very surprising in our community of diamond painters how many people actually struggle with these same exact mental health issues. I mean, it's eye-opening to me because for a while there, I thought I was like the only one. I thought I was a loner. I'm like, no one, I'm not normal. Why am I not normal? And the problem is I am normal. It's just, it's not talked about. Mental health is shied away from in all communities. But finally, the VA has actually started embracing mental health, embracing PTSD, and embracing working with people in their mental health, especially with us veterans. And they're giving us the tools and the treatment that we need in order to live a productive life. Do I think that these programs have come a little too late? Yes, I do. They've needed to be here for decades before this. We're behind on the curveball, but thankfully we're evolving and realizing that this is something that needs to be treated. And I'm hoping mainstream medical takes a look at it and is like, hey, mental health is a big part of everything. We need our mental health. And I've seen a lot of insurance companies actually start paying for mental health treatment. Psychiatrists, psychologists, counseling, therapy. Look into your insurance, because a lot of insurances are now starting to include that in their insurance plan. They're willing to pay for you to go get mental health treatment. Because science and research has proven mental health can turn physical. Meaning you could be dealing with depression and not and start having high blood pressure and all this other stuff. You could be dealing with anxiety and have high blood pressure. And once they diagnose with the anxiety and they start treating the anxiety, the high blood pressure goes away. so they don't have to be on a high blood pressure medication. They've learned the coping skills for anxiety. They've been able to manage it, and then they can go back to working a good everyday life. Mental health can turn physical real quick, guys. So just be aware of that. And that's where I like my groups. I like the VRC. It has been a lifesaver for me. It has gotten me to where I am today, which is managing my bipolar, managing my depression. I'm not there. I'm not 100%. But they're working with me to get me there. And that's the whole goal. And it's one of those things that needs to be talked about more in society. And that's the big thing, is it needs to be talked more about in society. And that's why I go to my groups. Granted, there are times when my vertigo, my depression, and my migraine kind of well up on me all at the same time. And I miss 3 or 4 groups in a row and that stuff. But that's where I have my partner, my recovery partner. And they call me and they're like, what's going on? Why aren't you in groups? And I'm like, well, this is going on. This is going on. And they're like, well, how are we going to manage this? What are we going to do to get you back into groups? How do we get you back into groups? That kind of thing. And that's how this program works. I mean, and I learn each and every week I'm not the only one out there struggling with this. I'm not the only veteran out there. I'm not the only person. People have been struggling with the same things for 30, 40 years. And we're just now getting the help that we need to deal with it. But at least we're finally getting the help that we need to deal with it. So that's what I like about the groups. Let's see. Oopsie. My notes. I'm just turning to make sure I'm where I am with my notes. I think that's where we're going to kind of probably leave it today. I did not get this finished like I wanted to in the time allotted, because we've been here for about an hour now. But that's okay. I can always come back to it or even finish it off later for you guys. I want to kind of finish this sheen or skein. Hopefully I can finish this skein before time runs out. But because I've kept you guys here long enough. We've talked about what's going on with the website. We've talked about me, my mental health struggle, the VRC, how much I love the VRC. It's a game changer. If you're a veteran out there and you are struggling, reach out to your mental health provider, reach out to your primary care provider, and see if you can get into the program. If you know a veteran who's struggling, tell them, let them know there are resources out there. Use your resources. Ask questions. Ask your provider. Ask your mental health specialist for help. If you ask and keep asking, eventually you will get it. Yes, sometimes it is a struggle to work the VA system. Unfortunately, it's a struggle to work all government systems, but that is our government. It's sometimes a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. You either learn to work the system and you get good at working the system, you find someone who can help you work the system. And that's the biggest thing, is the camaraderie that I've gotten from everything. That I've gotten a lot of information. Ooh, this is so soft. So soft. I have enough throws and blankets. I don't need any more. I'm like, I don't want to give this up. But it's going for sale on the store. When I launch the store, my goal is to launch the store in February. So that's my goal, is to launch the store in February. So you will hopefully see this in February. You will see Alice in February. That's the diamond painting I'm working on the website. I'm doing Alice in a Winter Wonderland event for January, and I hope to finish that and put it on the website for February. I also plan on doing an unboxing and working on Valentine's Spaniel for the website for February. Let's see. I also, you need to go like that. Yeah, you need to be a little bit closer like that. Some of these are still a little too big loops, but I'm working on it. Okay, see, we're almost done. I got one more sheen left to do. What I might do is I may leave that sheen for next week's WIP. You will see this month, being I am doing the Alice in Wonderland event, I plan on doing 2 WIPs every Sunday. I plan on putting up, hopefully. It's not going to happen this week because I'm recording today and it's not going to get up today. But this WIP will go up. Maybe next Sunday I can get an Alice in Wonderland WIP up. You got the kitting up last week. Hopefully this week I can get you a WIP. So you can see where it's at. There we go. We're almost done with this sheen. Sheen. You are a little too big. There we go. I make some of these too big, I think. I'm still learning. This is my first finger knitted blanket, so I think for my first finger knitted blanket I'm doing pretty good, don't you? I do plan on making a second one of these, so my goal is to have both of them listed. There'll be a quantity of 2 on the store. I think I have other colors to make these. I have to look at my yarn selection. I don't think I have enough. I think I have to buy some more skeins to be able to do them, because I think I was only buying 5 skeins and I like the length that 6 skeins make, so I may have to go and make, there we go, may have to go and buy an extra skein or 2 here and there. But here we go. We are almost, and this right here is where I'm gonna leave you, tying this last skein. So there you guys go. I hope you enjoyed this WIP Chat. I hope you had some useful information, learned a little bit more about me. Thanks for joining me. Stay safe out there. Omicron variant is just as bad as the original. Luckily with the vaccines, it's not as deadly. Let's just put it that way. So stay safe, wear your mask, don't go to work sick, please. Have a blessed day, and toodles!